Hello, everybody. I'm Tarin, and I'm super excited to be here with you this evening. I'm going to wait for just a couple of minutes and wait for a few people to join. Awesome. Hello. Okay, so today we're going to be working quite a bit on balance and balancing postures. Last week we worked a lot with the toes and the feet and just making sure that our toes and our feet are stretched and feel really good. But when we are thinking about balancing, our toes and feet are very important parts of that equation. So we'll still be adding in elements of letting the feet stretch, letting the toes stretch, and then also just trying some really fun balancing challenges, balancing exercises, and everything in between. So let's get started by coming to a nice comfortable seat, making sure that your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. You're just going to settle in, allow yourself to breathe into your body, letting go of the day that you've had, letting go of anything that may need to happen this evening, just deciding that this next 55 minutes is your time and your time alone. You are here for you to listen to your body, to observe your breath, and to move. Just take a few moments here, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe closing down the eyes and just observing the movement of the breath in and out of the body. Start to fill your body up with breath. And empty the lungs, let it go. Inhaling and exhaling. And then keeping your breath to a natural and normal rhythm for you. Letting the breath move in through your nostrils, out through your nostrils. Just taking a few moments, allowing the eyes to start to gently blink open, allowing the light to filter in slowly. And let your gaze rest on one spot that's not moving, right in front of you. Fixing the gaze to the spot. As you're ready, you're just gently going to start to rock your body from side to side. So you can keep your hands relaxing on the knees if that feels good. You can allow your body to kind of sway into your shoulders and maybe move into your head. Just breathing here, keeping your sit bones anchored down onto the ground. Again, feel that swaying motion from side to side, breathing into either side of your body as you move. Allow it to be as fluid a motion as possible. Just allowing yourself to find a little bit of movement in this position. So lovely. We're going to extend this movement now and start to move from side to the front, side to the back, side to the front, side to the back. Start to move your body around in a circle. You can make it as big or as small as your hips are telling you to, as your body will allow you to. If you feel like keeping it quite small, so just kind of a little bit of a circular sway here, that's perfect as well. But if you want to make it a little bit more expressive, you can even take the feet a little bit wider and just find the space for your chest to move forward, side, back, and side. Oh, lovely. Working out all those cracks and kinks from the day. And then let's come back to the center, moving it from side to side once again. Breathing into either side. Remember which direction you went in. It'll be the direction you naturally want to go in. And we're going to extend this movement to the opposite side now. So take it to the side, to the back, side, and to the front. Breathing your way around and moving in the opposite direction. Again, you can keep it quite small, keep it contained, and just allow the chest to move forward, side, back, and side. Or make it quite an elaborate motion through the head, neck, and shoulders. See where you are at, breathe into it. Lovely. Bring yourself back to center. Nice. You're going to bring your feet onto the ground. So toes face outward, heels kind of face inward. And then just bringing your hands to the insides of the knees, keeping your body lifting nice and tall, lifting your spine up. And then you're going to start to stretch your arms forward, reach forward, and then gently rock the hips back. So reach forward and rock back. Stay planted into the soles of the feet. You're basically just moving forward and back on the sit bones. Breathing here. I'll turn over to the side so you can see the motion through my upper back. My feet are quite wide. I'm just letting my body rock forward and back. As far as feels comfortable, as far as feels possible, just breathing into that motion. Back and forward. Back and forward. Last two. And one. And let your hands relax in front of you again, knees nice and wide. It's kind of like a butterfly, but with the feet out and the toes facing forward, planted into the ground. Let your head, your neck, and your shoulders relax as you slide your fingertips forward for a little bit of depth. Keep your hips anchoring down into the ground. Breathing here into your lower back. Good. Gently start to roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Let your head and your neck come up last. Then I want you to bring your hands to your knees. Start to roll yourself all the way onto your back. Let your knees come into your chest with you. Give yourself a squeeze in, letting the hands rest onto either the tops of the knees or grab onto the wrists, the forearms, or the elbows. Just sliding it down wherever you can manage to hold. Even if you're just holding your fingertips, that's perfect too. And then just allow your body to gently rock from side to side, massaging out your hips, your hip flexors. Breathe. And then taking a few moments, we're going to start to rock and roll the body forward and back. So gently let your legs lift up and then swing them forward. Move your body back and lift it up. Taking yourself forward and back a few times, just massaging the lower spine, not being too harsh, and not just falling back, letting your back round and letting the momentum of your legs rocking up and over carry you forward and back. This next time, you're going to land your feet on the ground and reach forward. Then rock it back. Land the feet on the ground, reach forward. Rock it back. Last one, land the feet on the ground, reach forward, rock it back. This time, feet on the ground, maybe you can lift your hips up and bring the knees to the ground. Then the heels lower, hips lower, rock it back. That can also look this way. Feet on the ground, forward, or hands behind you, rock forward, hands forward, knees on the ground. Heels, bum, rock back. So just a slow motion, feet, hands, lift, knees, push, heels, bum, back. Doing that in whatever capacity you can manage, seeing how your body feels moving through those ranges of motion. We're warming up through the backs of the heels, the undersides of the feet, and also the hamstrings. Taking 2 more like this in your time with your breath. And meet me here, knees forward onto the ground. Sit up onto your heels. Just take a moment, let the shoulders relax away from the ears, stretching into the toes and into the feet. We've done this one a couple of times in my classes, so I just want you to feel how the feet are feeling today, where the stretch is the most intense. Maybe it's through the sole of the foot, or maybe it's into the toes. Wherever you are at, that's perfect. Just breathe into it, push down into your toes. Maybe give them a little bit of a wiggle and see where they're at. Then when you're ready, bring your hands to either side on the ground, bring your body forward. Start to lift your knees up away from the ground. So I'm going to face you for this one. My toes are facing forward, my knees are lifted up off of the ground, my fingertips are supporting me. And I'm just going to find my balance here and see if I can start to maybe lift my hands and bring them onto my knees. See what that feels like. If it's not possible, we keep our hands on the ground, finding where the balance is most supported. And just see where you are at. Breathe. Lovely. If your hands are onto your knees, start to bring them back onto the ground. We're going to bring the body weight forward and gently start to lower your heels toward the mat. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling, keeping the knees bent, forward fold. Allow your body to hang here and dangle. As you inhale, lift your heels, sink your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, lower your heels, lift your hips, sink your chest. Inhale, lift heels, bring yourself up. Maybe you find your balance and you can balance quite well. You can even reach the arms forward if that feels good. And hands down, bring your body forward. As you move yourself through this a few times and noticing where your balance starts to just speak to you a little bit, if this feels quite easy or if it feels a little bit more challenging. Last 2 here. Heels down, find your forward fold. Uncurl. Last one, breathe. And then let your hands relax onto your knees. Breathe. Slowly start to separate your knees out to either side of your mat. Hold. Good. Bring your hands in between your legs now and drop your knees down onto the ground. So again, the toes are tucked under and facing to either direction. The knees are also open and facing to either direction. You're just gently going to start to move yourself back and down. Lift the knees up, press back and down. Really moving into the feet, getting a nice warm up through the toes, the underside of the feet. If it feels comfortable for you and you have quite a bit of flexibility in your heels, maybe this is what it looks like. You sit your hips back and your heels down and then bring yourself forward. It just depends on where you are at flexibility-wise, not only through the heels, but also through the hips. So maybe this is how it looks, and that's perfect. See where you are at and notice where you feel the stretch noise. Where do you feel any tension in your body? If it's all over, then breathe. If it's just in one place, then breathe. If it feels great, keep breathing. Wherever you are at, just making sure that your body is in some way moving. You're doing something that feels some kind of way. Breathe. Making sure that you're never pushing to a point of pain. There might be slight discomfort, but just allow yourself to feel into it. Good. One last time, back and forward. Drop the knees down. Untuck the toes and bring yourself into a tabletop pose, allowing the toes to gently tap onto the ground, releasing any of that tension through the tops of the feet. So tap it out from side to side. We're going to do this a couple of times here. So it may feel a little uncoordinated. There may be one leg that's like really tapping and the other leg's like having a hard time. So just see what you feel through your legs, through your hips. Nice one. Tuck your toes under. Push your hands flat into the ground. Start to lift your hips up, peeling them up toward the ceiling and pressing your body back toward your legs. Let your chest relax, your head relax, keeping your body nice and firm and strong through your foundation. And start to lift your heels high off the ground. As you exhale, let your heels lower. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, heels lift. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Full in. And out. Last two. And one. Keeping your body in that triangle shape. Allow your head to relax. Keeping the hands pushing down. You're just gently going to start to move your toes to the right and to the left. So just slowly starting to wiggle and twist into the hips. And pick up your heels and place them over to one side, toes to the opposite side. Last one on either side. Nice. Bring it back to center, toes face forward. And taking your left ankle, cross it over your right. So left foot comes over the right to the outside. All the toes keep facing forward. Bend into your knees as much as you need. And then one hand at a time, we're going to start to walk our hands back toward our feet. You can let the heel that feels the most comfortable start to flatten to the ground. Maybe both heels can flatten to the ground. And then just starting to straighten into the legs, or keep a nice bend through the knees, depending on what feels the best for the hamstring or the outside of your leg. And keep the fingertips on the ground and let the head hang. Breathing here into the sides of the legs. Nice. Start to pick your heels up off of the ground. Gently twist yourself over toward that right side of your body. And as you twist, your heels are going to rotate around. You're slowly going to start to twist your body over until you find yourself on the opposite side with the right foot in front and the left foot behind. If you need to do that another way, just turn around and cross your right foot over your left. Yeah? Bend your knees, let your body stretch into it again, feeling maybe it feels comfortable to straighten the legs a little bit, pushing the heels into the ground. See what feels the best. All the toes face forward as you slowly fold yourself over your legs. Breathing here. Again, feel that stretch through the outside of the opposite hip now. Noticing what that feels like. And then one hand at a time, start to bend the knees. Walk your body forward into your down dog. Uncross the toes. Bring your body back. And find just your regular downward facing dog. Start to pedal it out from side to side. Drawing left heel to the mat, right heel to the mat. Keep the hands pressing flat onto the ground, keeping your head hanging. Breathe. Just gently pedaling out from side to side. And finding yourself here in your downward facing dog shape. Start to bring your knees back onto the ground. You're going to sink the weight back to the heels once again. Finding yourself here, sitting up nice and tall. How does that feel? Just allow yourself to relax and let that go. Then come back, untuck the toes, and sit your hips back to your heels in this position. Breathe. As you inhale, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, let your body fold forward over your hips. Child's pose, but just for a moment. Inhale, push down. Use your belly to lift you up. Squeeze and lengthen into your arms. Exhale, reach your body forward. Maybe you don't come all the way down, just let your body hover. Inhale, use your belly, squeeze and lift up. Exhale, lower, drop down. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. And last one, out. Let your body sink into your child's pose here. Relax your forehead, relax your face and your arms. Let's take 4 deep breaths here into the space at your lower back. Stretch your arms out, roll your body forward, lift your hips off your heels and bring yourself to all fours. And tuck your toes under, send your hips high, downward facing dog, letting the head hang. And then walking yourself forward 1 foot at a time. Allow your body to kind of hang and fold over your legs. Once you get into your folding position, let your body be really heavy here. I'm going to shift my camera up because we're going to be standing from now on, but keep your body in that nice deep fold, allowing your head and your neck to hang, breathing into your upper back and your upper body. You push down into your feet. Start to roll yourself up to stand. Let your arms keep dangling, let your head keep dangling. Let the head and neck come up last as you roll up through each vertebra of the spine, one at a time. Standing up nice and tall. Good. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Let your palms face forward. Standing down into your 2 feet. Then just finding where your balance is at. Let's rock the weight forward into the balls of the feet. And then rock it back into the heels, lifting the toes off of the ground. So rocking your weight forward and back. Finding the resistance to catch yourself so you don't fall forward or back. You're just lifting, squeezing, breathing. Let's get a little bit more involved here. So start to lift your heels high off of the ground, push down into your toes, and then let your weight rock back, lift your toes off of the ground. So weight rocks forward into your toes, lift your heels. Exhale, heels lower, toes lift. 2 more like that. Inhale, heels lift high. Exhale, drop down to the heels and toes lift up. Last one here. Squeeze the belly, engage the core. And exhale, heels flatten, toes lift up. Let your whole foot land onto the ground here. You should really be feeling a lot of warmth into quite deep muscles through the undersides of your feet and into your thighs and even your calves a little bit. And I want you to just see what your balance is like from side to side. So let's push down into the right foot and start to bring the left knee up into the chest, squeezing the belly into the spine. As you exhale, gently taking the foot down toward the mat, allow it to lower and let yourself shift all your weight over into it. As you inhale, bend your left knee, your right knee, starting to take your right knee up in towards your chest, squeeze belly, and exhale, taking it over, dropping it down. So we're just going to move this way from side to side with the breath. Inhale all the way in through the belly up to the top of the chest, and the exhale releases and relaxes that leg down. Inhale, push the weight down, start to lift the leg up. Exhale, lower the leg down. Shift over to the opposite side of your body. Now I'm going to be starting to move the opposite arm. So as you inhale your left leg up, inhale your right arm up. Exhale, both down. Inhale. Exhale. In and out. March it out. Slow, controlled breaths. Last 2. Last 1 on either side. Nice. Stand into your feet. Squeeze your bum, squeezing into your hips and your lower belly. And then keeping your weight pressing down into your right side. You're going to start to lift your left knee up into the chest. Inhale. You can bring that right arm up with the left hand. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to sweep that right leg back, that left leg back, and that left arm forward. So it's kind of a running motion. As you inhale, the knee comes up, the arm comes up. As you exhale, kick that foot back, reach the arm forward, find the counterbalance for your weight. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We won't do too many of these, I promise. I know that thigh is burning. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your left knee up into your chest. Take a hold of it with your right hand. And then taking your left hand to your left hip, maybe starting to open and twist through the shoulder. If it feels comfortable, you can look over your shoulder or reach your fingertips toward the back of your mat. See how this feels. Maybe you're really feeling this into the ankle. And if that's the case, then I want you to really just breathe and squeeze into the top of your standing leg. Hold for 3, for 2, a nice little smile, never hurt anybody. Last one. Slowly bring it back to center. Grab the knee and let it go all the way down. Ooh, give yourself a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of a shake out. And let's come over to the opposite side, planting down into the left foot. So the right knee becomes really buoyant and kind of like a pendulum, we counterbalance our weight as we move the arms. The right knee lifts up, the left hand lifts up. So you're using this as the counterbalance for this pose. This right arm is going to come forward as your right leg presses back. So as you exhale, shift back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. And inhale, draw your body up with control. Take a hold of that right knee with your left hand and bring your right hand to your right hip. Open and twist into the chest, looking over your shoulder if that's comfortable, or just looking down at the ground. If you feel comfortable to extend your right arm behind you, opening up through the chest even more, go right ahead and do that. But keep squeezing into this left leg. Breathing here for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently bringing your hand back to your knee. Draw up and in. And exhale. Let it go. Ooh, give your body a little bit of a wobble. I want you to just walk it out from side to side. So what my feet are doing is a kind of pumping motion here. So I'm moving myself up and down, letting my feet really pump out. Just breathe here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let both heels land onto the ground. And keeping your body nice and strong, nice and straight. Letting your shoulders relax away from your ears. Feet are hip width distance apart. So not where you think your hips are, but where your actual hips are. Making sure that if you look down, there's a nice straight line from your hip to your knee all the way down to your toes. And then breathe here. Let the shoulders relax here. Coming into a few standing balances in this position. From this position, we're going to start to, we started on the side, so we're going to start to ground down into the right side of the body, ground down into that right foot, and start to lift the left knee back into the chest. This time, you're going to kick the left foot back, and at the same time, the arms will spread out, and your body will draw into a warrior 3, or an airplane pose. So I want you to look at one spot that's not moving. Keep your gaze forward, not down, and find your balance here. Even if the toes can't stay off the ground, you can let them balance onto the ground for more stability and more support. Hold this motion and breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly start to lift your body back up. Bring that knee back into the chest. And exhale, let it lower down. Good. Other side. So slowly starting to ground your weight into your left side. Start to draw your right knee up into your chest. Belly squeezes into the spine. As you exhale, kick your right foot to the back of your mat. Reach your arms out like airplane wings and come to balance in your warrior 3. Kicking back into that foot, pushing down into your left leg. Breathing here. Lovely. As you inhale, slowly start to draw your knee up into the chest. Hold. And exhale, gently relax and release. Let it go. Good. So just seeing where your balance was at with those 2 postures, which side felt a little bit more balanced, which side felt a little bit more wobbly and unstable. I want you to find something to hold onto, to balance on, so whether it's a wall, a ledge, a couch, a chair, whatever it may be, making sure that you do have something to grip on for balance for this next one. And in this next exercise, we're going to be swinging the leg forward and back, so making sure you have space behind you. You're not going to kick anything. You're not going to hurt yourself. And it's just a gentle swing. So you're gonna let the left foot swing forward and swing back. Swing forward and swing back. Nothing too intense to start. You can keep a bend through the standing leg and just feel how this feels for the leg and the hip to kind of be nice and loose. Give yourself a little bit of a kick out. And even if your leg doesn't go very high, that's fine. Even if you're just swinging forward and back, that's perfect. The more you swing, the higher you can allow your leg to go, especially if you feel, I don't know, you're feeling fancy, you're feeling flexible, you can allow your foot to swing back and forward. Maybe pointing the toes, giving yourself a little ballet edge. Last 3, 2, 1. And let the foot gently settle back down. Whew. Feeling that into the hips. Give yourself a little wiggle, a little wobble. Shake it out, let that go. Let's move over to the opposite side, holding again onto your ledge, onto your couch, onto something. And then you can start this movement out small. So just let the legs swing forward and back, getting into the hip to start. And then as you get a little bit more comfortable, you can kind of start to swing a little bit more. Try to keep this controlled through your core. If it feels comfortable, you can start to point your toes. Again, it kind of just gives it a nicer line through your leg. Pointing. Breathe. For 3, 2, 1. And let that leg come to relax. The hips must be feeling quite intensely warmed by now. Warmed up. So just take a moment and stand down into your feet, noticing how they're feeling now. If you want to do a little bit of a circular motion, take it over to your right side, to the front, left side, to the back. Move your body around in a bit of a circle, seeing where you feel like you may fall. Seeing if you can keep the grip with your toes and with the strength from the undersides of the feet and the soles gripping to the ground. And then move in the opposite direction. Take it side, forward, side, back. Breathe as you move. Squeeze into your belly if that feels comfortable. And then drawing yourself back to center. Stop the motion. Relax the shoulders. And I want you to think about really pushing and grounding all your weight down into your right foot. So I'm going to be using my opposite foot so I mirror you in this position. So when you look at the screen, you're going to be looking at me doing the opposite side, but it's going to kind of look and feel like the same side for you. So you're going to anchor all your weight down into your right foot, and then start to pick your left knee up into your chest. Take a hold of the foot and place it either on the inside of your thigh or below your knee, not on the knee, below your knee on the calf. Or you can kickstand your foot, placing the toes on the ground and resting your heel against your inner calf muscle so that the foot is balanced and stable. If you have a really difficult time with balance, this is perfect. It's the best way to start and get your balance so that you can move a little bit further eventually. If you do have quite good balance, or you're feeling like trying it today, you can place the sole of the foot to the inner seam of the thigh, suction the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. And then letting yourself find a nice relaxed arm position. Maybe the arms start to gently open out to either sides of your mat. And the more comfortable you get here, the more balanced you get here, the higher your arms can start to travel. So allow yourself to find that bit of a lift. Find your stability into your right leg. And look at one spot that is not moving, keeping your gaze fixed. If you are very balanced and you feel very comfortable here, you can play with starting to walk your gaze or your focus point up toward the ceiling. So let the eyes start to shift from spot to spot until you find the roof, until you maybe find your fingertips. If you fall, that's okay. Falling is learning and it's new muscle memory. So just coming back to where you left off, making sure that when you do fall, you just find a way to fall that feels sustained and sustainable instead of just toppling over, catching yourself, using your belly to control the motion of the fall. Wherever you are, if your eyes are up, if your eyes are focused on one spot, wherever you are, I want you to just gently start to bring your eyes back, and at the same time, you can drop the arms down, back by the sides. See how that works for you. See what that does for your balance. Ooh, nice one. And then push down into your right foot. Unhook your left foot and take a hold of the knee, opening it out. Start to stretch out your right hand and find yourself in this open position. You can keep that foot relaxed. Either look right in front of you, or if you want, you can start to look over toward that right hand, looking for the right thumb, either in your periphery or right at it. Keep your weight pressing down into the right foot for 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring everything back to center. Hug the knee into the chest. One more squeeze. And slowly relax and release it down. Amazing job. Even if that was the wobbliest position of your life, you did a great, great job. And just breathe into it. Let that go. Let that side go. Maybe you noticed a few things about your balance on that side, and I just want you to be mindful as we move into the opposite side. If the side feels a little bit more stable or a little bit less, whatever appears, whatever shows up, we work with it. We accept it as it is, because there's no point in wishing that it was another way. The way to make it the way we want it is to keep practicing, to keep trying, to keep being compassionate with where we are at today. Let's move over into the left leg. So press all your weight down into your left side, starting to draw your right knee up into the chest and squeeze. Shoulders relax. Taking the foot and placing it, again, wherever you did on the opposite side, whatever feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's the inside of the thigh or below the knee on the calf. Maybe kickstanding the toes at the ankle, keeping yourself grounded. Wherever you decide to be, I want you to make sure that your balance is nice and firm. You're not wobbling all over and then trying to lift your arms. Make sure that you have your balance first, and then you can stretch the arms out. Open into the heart space. And then see how this feels. You can either keep your gaze fixed or start to move your arms as you move your gaze. Let it be slow and deliberate. If you are moving the arms and moving the gaze, and I want you to keep yourself very focused, very strong. Press into the leg with the foot with the leg. Press down into your standing left foot. Hold, breathe, a smile. It would never ever go astray. And as you exhale, let's bring it back. See if it feels comfortable to walk the gaze down at the same time as the arms, or you want to do them separately. Lovely. Take a hold of your knee, releasing your right foot from the thigh and starting to open your left arm out to the side. So either staying here looking right directly in front of you, or maybe starting to twist your head, turning your gaze toward that left thumb. You're almost done with the standing here. So breathe, balance, smile, and be grateful for this amazing body that you have is able to do these things, even a little bit. Slowly bringing your hand and your knee together back to center. Again, sometimes you wobble, and that's okay. Give yourself a squeeze and release it down. Amazing job. Shake it out, wobble it out, do a little bit of a dance, a little jig. Let that go. Move your feet from side to side, your hips from side to side. Press into your belly, take your arms overhead. You can interlace your fingers and stretch and lengthen up. And as you exhale, release your hands, start to fold your body and swan dive over your legs. Allow yourself to return back into your forward fold. Okay. And in this fold, just let your knees start to get heavier. Start to bring your heels up off of the ground and sit your weight down onto the heels. From here, we go into that temple pose once again. So bring your fingertips to the insides of the knees. Start to open your knees out to either sides of your mat. Walk your hands back. Lift your chest up. And as you exhale, let the backs of the hands just rest onto the knees. Push down into the toes. Finding that lift through the crown of the head. If it's comfortable for you here, maybe play or experiment with lifting yourself off of your heels. So squeeze into your pelvic floor, push into your toes, and elevate your body. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the hips relax. Sink yourself back, bring the knees together. You can start to sit yourself back onto your mat. Oh, lovely. Stretch your legs out one at a time. And just start to flex and point your toes. Breathe in here. Just going to see what the time is. Perfect. We have 6 more minutes, so we're winding down, cooling the body down. Just taking a few moments to stretch. Once the toes flex again, keep them in that position. You can spread them nice and wide. You're starting to bring your hands by the sides of your hips. Lift your hips up and push your bum back so that you have a little bit of space for your lower back. Removing the fleshy parts out from underneath the sit bones. And then once you feel comfortable, you can start to slide your hands down your legs and find a fold. Relaxing your forehead, your face. Relaxing your chest and your shoulders. Just take a few breaths at the bottom of your fold. Allow your body to be heavy. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Slowly inhale, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time, allowing your head and your neck to come up last with control, lengthening into the spine. Bring the soles of the feet onto the ground, taking your hands to your knees, and start to roll yourself down towards your mat, one vertebra at a time. Let the knees come with you. And bring your knees in for a nice big squeeze, a nice big hug, wrapping your arms over your chest and just maybe rocking the body from side to side, massaging your lower belly, your lower back, your hips. Let your knees fall over to the left side of your body. Stretch your arms out and look over your right shoulder, feeling into that twist into your chest. And breathe here. Just keeping the knees relaxed and heavy. And slowly start to bring yourself over to the opposite side, letting your knees come in, drop over to the right, stretch your left arm open to the left and look over your left shoulder. And just taking a moment, feel the stretch across your hip, breathe. Whenever you are ready, your next inhale will bring you back to center. Squeeze it in. Give yourself the biggest hug of your day. Maybe bringing your face up to your knees, squeezing into your face muscles, squeeze into your shoulders, contract every muscle in your body. Then as you exhale, release, relax. Take your legs out nice and wide. Allow your body to just find its rest on the ground. If you need to adjust yourself, you can bring the soles of the feet to the ground, lift your hips up, lower them down, and then spread the legs out just so your pelvis is balanced. You just take a few moments here, your own time, to allow your body to fully decompress, unwind, and relax. Just letting go of the control in this position, letting go of the thoughts, allowing your body to just sink into a space of surrender. And I encourage you in this space to take as much time as you need. Just because the class is about to end does not mean you need to get up and rush off into the next activity, but rather allow yourself to be here for you, with yourself. And just take a few breaths, feeling your body move with each one, feeling the weight of the body supported on the ground. And whenever you're ready, you return yourself back to your body and back to your day. This is where I'm going to leave you. I hope you decide to stay a few more moments. I hope you decide to get some good rest, some good downtime to just enjoy and integrate the last 55 minutes of practice into your body. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your energy. Thank you for joining me for this flow. My name is Tarin, the Chocolate Pretzel. Find me, follow me, and until we meet again, our paths cross again. Stay well. Thank you, everyone, so much. We end with Namaste, which means the light within me honors the light within you. So namaste to you all. Good night.